Day and night and day, the living creatures give their praise to Him who lives eternally. They never cease from saying, Holy, holy is Yahweh Almighty, worthy, worthy to receive all glory.
Shalom and welcome, everyone. We are Between the River and the Ravens. I'm James.
And I'm Leigh.
So thankful that you are here, or if you're watching later on, we do hope this portion is a blessing for you. We love coming to you each and every week, being able to read the Torah portion, just the scriptures line by line, what power lies within, how many lessons we have, and we're just so blessed for this opportunity, and we hope that it does bless you in return. This is week 15 of our portion titled Bow, and we also know it called Come. And so we're so looking forward to what the Word has to say for us today, and hope to see you this Friday when we dig in deeper on our Let's Talk Torah Fellowship. This is covering chapters 10 all the way through chapters 13, verse 16. So we will go ahead and share our screen. We are going to be reading from the Scriptures 2009 translation. We love being able to see the true name of our Father in this, the Tetragrammaton.
And that is on a sword for free as well.
Most Bible apps will have this translation. We are using eSword. And of course, it is a free version. So if you're not currently using it, great resource to have on the computer or your mobile device. All right, and this is going to be covering the remaining plagues and moving on into Passover. So here we go. Chapter 10. And yahuah said to Moshe, Go in to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his servants, so that I show these signs of mine before him, and that you relate in the hearing of your son and your son's son what I have done in Mitzrayim, and my signs which I have done among them, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah. And Moshe and Aharon came into Pharaoh and said to him, Thus says Yahuwah, Elohim of the Hebrews, Till when shall you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, so that they serve me. Or else, if you refuse to let my people go, see, tomorrow I am bringing locusts within your borders. And they shall cover the surface of the land, so that no one is able to see the land. And they shall eat the rest of what has escaped, which remains to you from the hail. And they shall eat every tree which grows up for you out of the field. And they shall fill your houses, and the houses of all your servants, and the houses of all the Mitzrites, which neither your fathers nor your fathers' fathers have seen since the day that they were on the earth to this day. Then he turned and went out from Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servants said to him, Till when would this one be a snare to us? Let the men go, so that they serve Yahuwah their Elohim. Do you not yet know that Mitzrayim is destroyed? And Moshe and Aharon were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, Go serve Yahuwah your Elohim. Who are the ones that are going? And Moshe said, We are going with our young and our old, with our sons and our daughters, with our flocks and our herds, we are going. For we have a festival to Yahuwah. And he said to them, Let Yahuwah be with you, as I let you and your little ones go. Watch, for evil is before your face. Not so, you men go now and serve Yahuwah, for that is what you desired. And they were driven out from the presence of Pharaoh. And yahuah said to Moshe, stretch out your hand over the land of Mitzrayim, for the locusts to come upon the land of Mitzrayim, and eat every plant of the land, all that the hail has left. And Moshe stretched out his rod over the land of Mitzrayim, and brought an east wind on the land all that day and all that night. Morning came, and the east wind brought the locusts. And the locusts went over all the land of Mitzrayim, and settled within all the borders of Mitzrayim, very grievous. There had never been locusts like them before, nor would there again be like them. And they covered the surface of all the land, so that the land was darkened. And they ate every plant of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left. And no greenness was left on the trees, or on the plants of the field, in all the land of Mitzrayim. Pharaoh then called to Moshe and Aharon in haste, and said, I have sinned against Yahuah your Elohim, and against you. And now please forgive my sin only this once, and pray to Yahuah your Elohim, that he would only turn away this death from me. And he went out from Pharaoh and prayed to Yahuah. And Yahuah turned a very strong west wind, which took the locusts away and blew them into the sea of reeds. Not one locust was left within all the border of Mitzrayim. However, Yahuah strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not let the children of Israel go. And Yahuah said to Moshe, stretch out your hand toward the heavens, and let there be darkness over the land of Mitzrayim, even a darkness which is felt. And Moshe stretched out his hand toward the heavens, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Mitzrayim for 3 days. They did not see one another, nor did anyone rise from his place for 3 days, while all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling. And Pharaoh called to Moshe and said, go serve Yahuah, only leave your flocks and your herds behind. Let your little ones go with you too. But Moshe said, you yourself are to provide us with slaughterings and ascending offerings to prepare for Yahuah our Elohim. And our livestock are to go with us too. Not a hoof is to be left behind, for we have to take some of them to serve Yahuah our Elohim. And we ourselves do not know with what we are to serve Yahuah until we come there. However, Yahuah strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said to him, get away from me, watch yourself, and see my face no more. For in the day you see my face, you die. And Moshe said, you have spoken rightly. Never again do I see your face.
Chapter 11. And Yahuah said to Moshe, I am bringing yet one more plague on Pharaoh and on Mitzrayim, and that he is going to let you go from here. When he lets you go, he shall drive you out from here altogether. Speak now in the hearing of the people, and let every man ask from his neighbor and every woman from her neighbor objects of silver and objects of gold. And Yahuah gave the people favor in the eyes of the Mitzrites. And the man Moshe was very great in the land of Mitzrayim, in the eyes of Pharaoh's servants, and in the eyes of the people. And Moshe said, thus said Yahuah, about midnight I am going out into the midst of Mitzrayim, and all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, even to the firstborn of the female servant who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of cattle. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Mitzrayim, such as has never been or ever be again. But against any of the children of Yasharel no dog shall move its tongue, against man or against beast, so that you know that Yahuah makes distinction between Mitzrayim and Yisrael. And all these servants of yours shall come down to me and bow down to me, saying, Get out, you and all the people at your feet. And after that I shall go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in great displeasure. But Yahweh said to Moshe, Pharaoh is not going to listen to you in order to multiply my wonders in the land of Mitzrayim. And Moshe and Aharon did all these things, all these wonders before Pharaoh. However, Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not let the children of Israel go out of his land.
Chapter 12. And yahuah spoke to Moshe and to Aharon in the land of Mitzrayim, saying, This new moon is the beginning of new moons for you. It is the first new moon of the year for you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th day of this new moon, each one of them is to take for himself a lamb according to the house of his father, a lamb for the household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the beans. According to each man's need, you make your count for the lamb. Let the lamb be a perfect one, a year-old male. Take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same new moon. Then all the assembly of the congregation of Israel shall slay it between the evenings. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat. And they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roasted in fire, its head with its legs and its inward parts. And do not leave it until morning, and what remains of it until morning you are to burn with fire. And this is how you eat it: your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Pesach of Yahuwah. And I shall pass through the land of Mitzrayim on that night, and shall strike all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both man and beast. And on all the mighty ones of Mitzrayim I shall execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. And the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I shall pass over you, and let the plague not come on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Mitzrayim. And this day shall become to you a remembrance, and you shall celebrate it as a festival to Yahuwah throughout your generations. Celebrate it as a festival, an everlasting law. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Indeed, on the first day you cause leaven to cease from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that being, shall be cut off from Israel. And on the first day is a set-apart gathering, and on the 7th day you have a set-apart gathering. No work at all is done on them, only that which is eaten by every being, that alone is prepared by you. And you shall guard the festival of Matzah, for on this same day I brought your divisions out of the land of Mitzrayim. And you shall guard this day throughout your generations, an everlasting law. In the first month, on the 14th day of the new moon, in the evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the new moon in the evening. For 7 days no leaven is to be found in your houses. For if anyone eats what is leavened, that same being shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether sojourner or native of the land. Do not eat that which is leavened. In all your dwellings you are to eat unleavened bread. And Moshe called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, Go out and take lambs for yourselves according to your clans, and slay the Pesach. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the 2 doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. And you, none of you, shall go out of the door of his house until morning. And yhwh shall pass on to smite the Mitzrites, and shall see the blood on the lintel and on the 2 doorposts. And yhwh shall pass over the door, and not allow the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. And you shall guard this word as a law for you and your sons forever. And it shall be, when you come to the land which yhwh gives you, as he promised, that you shall guard this service. And it shall be, when your children say to you, what does this service mean to you? Then you shall say, it is the Pesach slaughtering of yhwh, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Mitzrayim, when he smote the Mitzrites and delivered our households. And the people bowed their heads and did obeisance. And the children of Israel went away and did so, as yhwh had commanded Moshe and Aharon, so they did. And it came to be at midnight that yhwh struck all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of livestock. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Mitzrites, and there was a great cry in Mitzrayim, for there was not a house where there was not a dead one. Then he called for Moshe and Aharon by night and said, arise, go out from the midst of my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve yhwh as you have said. Take both your flock and your herds, as you have said, and go. Then you shall bless me too. And the Mitzrites were strong on the people to hasten to send them away out of the land, for they said, we are all dying. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, having their kneading bowls bound up in their garments on their shoulders. And the children of Israel had done according to the word of Moshe, and they had asked from the Mitzrites objects of silver and objects of gold and garments. And yhwh gave the people favor in the eyes of the Mitzrites, so that they gave them what they asked, and they plundered the Mitzrites. And the children of Israel set out from Ramesses to Sukkot, about 600,000 men on foot, besides the little ones. And a mixed multitude went up with them too, also flocks and herds, very much livestock. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they had brought out of Mitzrayim, for it was not leavened, since they were driven out of Mitzrayim, and had not been able to delay, nor had they prepared food for themselves. And the sojourn of the children of Israel who lived in Mitzrayim was 430 years. And it came to be at the end of the 430 years, on that same day it came to be that all the divisions of yhwh went out from the land of Mitzrayim. It is a night of watches unto yhwh for bringing them out of the land of Mitzrayim. That is that night of watches unto yhwh for all the children of Israel throughout their generations. And yhwh said to Moshe and Aharon, this is the law of the Pesach. No son of a stranger is to eat of it, but any servant a man has brought for silver, when you have circumcised him, then let him eat of it. A sojourner and a hired servant does not eat of it. It is eaten in one house. You are not to take any of the flesh outside the house, nor are you to break any bone of it. All the congregation of Israel are to perform it. And when a stranger sojourns with you and shall perform the Pesach to yhwh, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and perform it. And he shall be as a native of the land, but let no uncircumcised eat of it. There is one Torah for the native born, and for the stranger who sojourns among you. And all the children of Israel did as yhwh commanded Moshe and Aharon, So they did. And it came to be on the same day that yahuah brought the children of Israel out of the land of Mitzrayim, according to their divisions.
Chapter 13. And yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Set apart to me all the firstborn, the one opening the womb among the children of Israel, among man and among beast. It is mine. And Moshe said to the people, Remember this day in which you went out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of slavery. For by strength of hand yahuah brought you out of this place, and whatever is leavened shall not be eaten. Today you are going out in the new moon, Abib. And it shall be, when yahuah brings you into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey, that you shall keep this service in this new moon. 7 days you eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day is a festival to yahuah. Unleavened bread is to be eaten the 7 days, and whatever is leavened is not to be seen with you, and leaven is not to be seen within you within all your border. And you shall inform your son in that day, saying, It is because of what yahuah did for me when I came up from Mitzrayim. And it shall be a sign to you on your hand, and as a reminder between your eyes, that the Torah of yahuah is to be in your mouth. For with a strong hand yahuah has brought you out of Mitzrayim. And you shall guard this law at its appointed time from year to year. And it shall be, when yahuah brings you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore to you and your fathers, and gives it to you, that you should give over to yahuah every one opening the womb, and every firstborn that comes from your livestock. The males belong to yahuah. But every firstborn of a donkey you are to ransom with a lamb. And if you do not ransom it, then you shall break its neck. And every firstborn of man among your sons you are to ransom. And it shall be, when your son asks you in time to come, saying, What is this? Then you shall say to him, By strength of hand yahuah brought us out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. And it came to be, when Pharaoh was too hardened to let us go, that yahuah killed every firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I am slaughtering to yahuah every male that opens the womb. By every firstborn of my sons I ransom. And it shall be a sign on your hand, and as frontlets between your eyes, for by the strength of hand yahuah brought us out of Mitzrayim.
All right. What an amazing portion.
It
Really
really
just so powerful. Some of the founding laws spoken right here, and the traditions of Pesach, a festival for all generations forever. Just wonderful to read through that each and every cycle. Get a little bit better understanding each time, and all glory goes to Yah.
Amen.
We're so thankful that you joined us today. Like I said, please join us this Friday as we dig a little deeper into this portion with our Let's Talk Torah Friday Fellowship. We can't wait to just praise and worship our Father and meet with everyone here. We're so thankful for our tribe and anyone that Yah is bringing to us. We just hope that the messages we share are a blessing to you. And we do ask that you share those with others if it is something that you are called to do and feel that Yah has put that on your heart. So until then, blessings and shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Day and night and night and day, the living creatures give their praise to Him who lives eternally. They never cease from saying, Holy, holy is Yahweh Almighty. deceive